Hi everyone, it's Todd Hazelwood and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now today we are here at Exclusive Customs here in Queensland, Yatala, and it's an exciting day for me, 16 years in the making, and I'm really going to be ramping up the restoration on my Mk1 Ford Zephyr. It's a 1954 built. My grandfather bought it brand new in 1955, and I actually picked it off the family Hazelwood farm back when I was 12 years old. So 28 years old now. I've done a lot of work over the years, but a big sticking point for me has been able to actually get the paint and panel done and the rust repairs done. So it's been a big build up, a lot of excitement, and to actually finally be here today, seeing the car in the workshop. We've got the panels laid out and we're actually getting it ready to get blasted. So we've got a good friends there. They're going to get us sorted out for that. So in a week's time, we're going to see all the original paints all going to get stripped off, back to bare metal, and we'll see this all in epoxy primer. So I'll give you a closer look. So we've got the front guards here. They're actually in pretty good shape. So the fortunate thing, the farm that had come off in Perilla, South Australia, it's a pretty dry area, but still, you know, the idea of getting it blasted is to try and get into these little areas here where, I guess, you know, from a wire wheel or anything like that, you just don't get into that penetration, try and get back to that raw metal. So we'll see if there's anything that we need to do from a rust repair point of view. The nose cone is not too bad. It's got a few hits and stuff along the bottom edge there, but overall rust free. The bottom part of the rear guard, so a lot of people thought that I actually cut these off, but these are actually a bolt-on item on this car. So yeah, they separate. Again, a few little scratches where I think it's actually backed into a barbed wire fence or something like that. It was a paddock basher. So this car was actually last registered in 1978 and spent a lot of its life on the farm on dirt roads. So considering it spent most of its life on dirt roads, my dad learnt to driving it, my uncle learnt to driving it. Yeah, it's actually fared not too bad. So pretty lucky to be, in all fairness. So as I said, the car's pretty dry. A lot of surface rust under here. So a lot of this is all pretty solid metal still. So this will actually clean up not too bad. So the good thing with the blasting, where you get like these double seams here on the, I guess the two metals folded over each other, got a little bit of rust there. That jack point's actually gone, so that doesn't exist anymore. The door's pretty good. So nice thing about this car, a lot of the panels are pretty flat. This is actually the worst door. So come and have a look here. There's just a little bit of rust that's just formed at the bottom there, and that's purely just from, if I open the door up inside here, when I had the skin panel on, all of that was just full of mud. So I had about probably that much dirt sitting inside there that would have built up over time and eventually led to rust. But the cool thing with this car, actually, a lot of it's all painted. So both underbody and inside the boot, as you can see, they actually both had primer and paint, which is not really that common for older cars. So that's probably why it's fared not too bad. So the back half of the car has probably got a few nasty spots. We've got a little bit of rust here in the gutter. So that's just where the boot seal would sit. And the other little bit of rust we got here is essentially where the double seam panel meets on the floor. So essentially that's where the rear bumper would wrap around the back. We've just got little bits of rust floating around there. So when we get the blaster on that next week, we'll be able to really see what we're working with, how nasty it is, and get stuck into it. But fortunately, everything else is really good. So the quarters are nice and straight. There's not one dent in the roof, which is really important. I'm really fortunate about that. And the underside is not too nasty either, which is good. These doors are really good. I've got these cable tied together at the moment because it was in transit. So I actually just recently drove this car up from Melbourne and we're now here in Queensland. So she's fresh from getting off the trailer. Around the front, as you can see, the car is completely stripped. So they're really, apart from the hinges on the top doors and the boot there that I've just taken off, they're the only bolts left on the car. So we're actually going to put this on a rotisserie, turn it around, blast it both inside and out and underneath and every nook and cranny that we can get to ensure that we can preserve this baby in years to come. So yeah, the front clip is off, the front is pretty straight. Got a few little bumps and molts, I guess, from over the years where it's probably been flying up and down dirt roads over the years, but again, pretty solid. If we come around the corner here, this is probably the worst of the rust. I don't know if the camera will show it up, but the jack point there and where the floor is, that's essentially that's what happens essentially when we spend the most of its life on a dirt road. So I'll open the door in here to have a look, and you would just see daylight. So she's a proper Flintstone car, this one. You could almost put your feet through it. So bit of rust there, but rust here and rust there. That's actually an access point for the steering column, but yeah, I can nearly put my foot through there. So it is all pretty solid metal still, but essentially what we'll do, once we do get it blasted, we'll try and keep the original tunnel in the car. So we'll try and cut along and then cut to the seam here where essentially where the front seat would bolt to. The back floors and the center tunnel are all very, very good. Unfortunately, under the dash and most of the firewall we can preserve as well. So again, until we get it blasted and see how bad, I guess, the front jacking points are, more than likely we'll have to just cut both jack points out. We'll start again with a new floor and yeah, start stitching this baby back together. But overall, yeah, super excited. We're going to go back to the original color green. We've actually just done some spray outs here, so two very similar colors. Probably hard to see on the camera there, but we've got two different colors there that we're just deciding what direction we go with. So pretty cool to see some color come back to life. And yeah, we've actually trying to work out what panel we actually sanded, but maybe if you come down here, just see possibly a little difference in the two color cards there. So probably a bit hard to pick up on the camera, but on the naked eye there is a little bit of a difference. So I've got to make the tough decision of what color I choose, but I'll certainly keep you guys posted. More episodes to come, so as we keep progressing with this car, I'm going to keep uploading more and more videos. So if you'd like to see anything in particular, or you want to know any more information, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on my 1955 Ford Zephyr. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching, and make sure you support the brands that support us. Make sure you hit up the guys at Exclusive Customs on Facebook, and make sure you tune in for what's more to come. Thanks for watching. Cheers.